Have you ever felt on the verge of burnout, questioning if you truly have the strength to overcome the challenges life keeps throwing your way? The truth is, most of us were never taught to train the mind like a muscle. We get stuck in a cycle of reactivity, anxiety, and self-criticism where each new problem feels heavier than the last. This drains our energy, shatters our confidence, and stops us from reaching our true potential. But what if I told you that mental strength isn't a gift you're born with, but a skill that can be built step by step with the right tools? In this complete guide, I will reveal the 13 fundamental pillars used to build unshakable resilience, allowing you to turn obstacles into stepping stones for your growth and find calm in the midst of chaos. So, if you're ready to stop being a victim of circumstances and become the architect of your inner fortress, stay with me until the end. Before we dive in, know that this is a journey we build together. So, if you're serious about this transformation, take 3 seconds right now to subscribe and turn on notifications to join a community committed to becoming stronger from the inside out. Give this video a like to signal that this is a message worth spreading. And to make your intention powerful, comment "I am ready" down below. And finally, if you know just one person who needs this today, share it with them. Be the spark that reminds them of their own strength. 1. The foundation of the mental fortress. Building on bedrock. Mental strength is a cultivated skill, nourished by intentional habits and the willingness to face discomfort. In its essence, it is synonymous with stability. It is the ability to be the anchor in your own turbulent sea, to think clearly under the pressure of emotions, and to keep moving forward even when the path is uncertain. Imagine your mind as a fortress. If the foundation is built on the shifting sands of external validation and emotional reactivity, its walls will crumble. But if the foundation is solid, on the bedrock of self-knowledge and values, you will remain standing. The pillar of this foundation is a Stoic principle, the clarity to discern between what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our effort, and what we cannot, others, the past, external events. Accepting what we cannot control is not passive resignation. It is a strategic redirection of energy. Strength is born when you stop fighting useless battles and focus your energy on what is within your power. This is why the construction begins with inner work. It is a dive into your own being to observe your thoughts, recognize your patterns, and challenge the beliefs that keep you stagnant. This implies making peace with the truth that life will not follow your plan. You will face disappointments and doubts. The mentally strong do not flee from this. They embrace it. They understand that adversity is not the enemy, but the training ground where resilience is forged. Every challenge is a weight in the gym of life that makes you stronger, and every failure is a teacher in disguise. However, resilience requires daily practice. It is the choice, renewed each dawn, to take control of your attitude, your focus, and your actions. This is where discipline and awareness meet, training your mind not to be a rudderless boat tossed by the waves of mood, and not to lose sight of your values when challenges arise. Practical reflection. Think about a problem that is worrying you. Divide a sheet of paper into 2 columns, outside my control and within my control. List the aspects of the problem in each column. Cross out the first column and consciously decide to release your energy from it. Circle one item in the second column and define one small action you can take on it today. 2. The power of self-discipline. The architecture of freedom. Self-discipline is the solid bridge that connects your dreams to reality. It is the silent force that propels you forward when motivation, which is as fickle as the weather, disappears. Many confuse discipline with a life of deprivation, but true discipline is not about punishment. It is about creating freedom. It is the freedom from being a slave to your impulses, the freedom to build the life you desire instead of being carried along by the current. We live in the age of instant gratification. Discipline is the muscle you exercise to choose the long-term benefit over immediate pleasure. To cultivate it, you need a clear and powerful why. Without a purpose that moves you, the effort becomes a grueling chore. Your why is the anchor that holds you steady when the storm of laziness or doubt rolls in. Discipline also flourishes with structure. Do not rely on willpower alone. It is finite and depletes throughout the day, a phenomenon known as decision fatigue. Instead, design your environment for success. Remove temptations, lay out your gym clothes the night before, organize your workspace. When you have systems, discipline becomes more automatic and requires less mental energy. Most importantly, discipline does not require perfection. You will fail. The difference lies in the response to failure. A disciplined person does not drown in guilt. They learn from the mistake and get back on track immediately. They know that a slip does not ruin the journey, but giving up does. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you reinforce self-trust. You teach yourself that your word is bond, and this personal integrity is the foundation upon which great deeds are built. Practical exercise. Choose one small habit you want to build. Instead of a big goal, say, I will do 10 push-ups every morning. Make this a non-negotiable rule for 2 weeks. The goal isn't the physical transformation, but proving to yourself that you can follow your own command and build trust. 3. Embracing fear and anxiety, the compass for growth. Fear and anxiety are emotions that most of us spend our lives trying to avoid. However, they are powerful indicators that you are on the frontier of your growth. We are conditioned to see fear as an enemy, a signal to retreat. But if you look closer, fear often points to the areas where you have the greatest potential to expand. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the judgment that something else is more important than fear. Physiologically, fear is a survival response. The mentally strong person does not eliminate this response, but learns to dance with it. They learn to feel the fear without becoming the fear. Strong people know that fear is not a signal to stop, but to prepare and move forward with awareness. Think of your greatest achievements. Fear was there, not as a sign of weakness, but of significance. What you felt was proof that you were leaving your comfort zone. The challenge is to transform your relationship with fear. Begin to reframe it with empowering questions. Instead of, what if I fail? Ask, what can I learn from this? Regardless of the outcome. Instead of, what if this is too hard? Ask, what kind of strength will I build by facing this? Remember, comfort is the enemy of progress. Fear is the price of admission to the arena of growth, and it is always a smaller price than the crushing cost of regret. By embracing fear, you transform it from an obstacle into a guide. Each time you act in spite of fear, you strengthen your courage muscle. You stop being controlled by what if and start living in even if. Even if it's hard, even if I'm scared, I will still try. It is in this mindset that true strength resides, for it means you are using your fears as fuel. Courage. Challenge. This week, do one thing that scares you a little. It could be starting a conversation with a stranger, presenting an idea, or signing up for a class that intimidates you. The goal is not success, but the act of facing the fear and surviving, proving to yourself that you are capable. 4. Building positive habits. The tracks of success. Lasting success is rarely the product of a single heroic act. It is the cumulative result of small, consistently repeated actions. These are habits. Think of them as the tracks on which your life runs. With them, you move with fluidity, freeing your energy for what truly matters. The power of habits lies in automation. They transfer control from the conscious, easily tired part of the brain to the automatic part. The secret to lasting change is to make desired actions as automatic as brushing your teeth. Many fail because they try to do too much too fast. The secret is to start ridiculously small. The initial goal is not the result, but to solidify the habit of showing up. Create an identity-based habit. Instead of focusing on the outcome, I want to lose weight, focus on the identity. I am the type of person who exercises. When a behavior is part of your identity, you no longer need motivation to do it. It's simply who you are. Every small action is a vote for the person you want to become. Use habit stacking. Anchor a new habit to an existing one. After I drink my coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. Design your environment for success. Make the right thing easy and the wrong thing hard. And remember, never miss twice. A bad day happens. Getting back on track the next day is what defines progress. Practical exercise. Choose a habit you want to install. Define a 2-minute version of that habit, e.g., read becomes read 1 page. Do yoga becomes roll out my yoga mat. Practice only the 2-minute version every day for a week. The goal is to master the art of starting. 5. The practice of mindfulness. Reclaiming the present. In a world that steals our attention every second, mindfulness is not a luxury but a survival skill. Mindfulness is not about emptying the mind, but about paying attention to the present moment, intentionally and without judgment. It is the act of returning, again and again, to the here and now. Think of your mind as a vast sky and your thoughts and emotions as the clouds that pass. The practice of mindfulness teaches that you are not the clouds, you are the sky. You are the conscious space where everything arises and fades. This realization creates a gap between stimulus and your response. In that space lies your freedom. It's the difference between reacting on autopilot and responding with wisdom. Instead of being hijacked by anger, you observe it and choose how to act. Mindfulness is integrated into life. You can practice it while washing dishes, walking, or conversing. These mini moments train your brain to be less reactive. Science confirms this practice strengthens emotional regulation and focus. By reclaiming the present moment, you reclaim control over your experience of life. Anchoring exercise. The next time you feel overwhelmed, stop. Take a 30-second pause. Name 3 things you can see, 2 things you can hear, and 1 thing you can feel, like your feet on the ground. Take a deep breath. Notice how this simple anchor to your senses brings you back to the present and calms the inner storm. 6. Cultivating gratitude, the lens of abundance. The human brain has a negativity bias. Gratitude is the antidote. It is not a passive feeling. It is an active practice of directing your attention to what you have rather than fixating on what you lack. Gratitude actively combats comparison culture, which is a recipe for unhappiness. It turns the focus inward to your own life rather than outward to the seemingly perfect lives of others. Gratitude does not mean ignoring difficulties. It is crucial to avoid toxic positivity, where gratitude is used to suppress legitimate feelings. True gratitude does not deny pain. It contextualizes it. You can feel sad about a loss and, at the same time, be grateful for what that experience taught you. Both emotions can coexist, and this is a sign of emotional maturity. This practice releases well-being neurotransmitters. Start simply. Keep a gratitude journal and write down 3 specific things you were grateful for. Specificity anchors the emotion. Instead of, I'm grateful for my health, write, I'm grateful I had the energy to walk in the park today. Gratitude prevents you from falling into the trap of resentment and anchors you in a more balanced and positive reality. Appreciation challenge. Choose a person for whom you are deeply grateful. Write a detailed letter to them, explaining the impact they've had on your life. The very act of writing and feeling this gratitude will transform your emotional state, whether you send the letter or not. 7. Managing negative thoughts. You are not your mind. Trying to eliminate negative thoughts is a futile battle. The problem is not their existence, but our blind identification with them. The key is to learn to disidentify from your thoughts. It's understanding that you are the observer of your mind, not the content of it. By observing a thought, you prove that there are two entities present, the thought and you, the observer. This separation is the beginning of freedom. Think of your thoughts as cars on a highway. You can simply watch them pass. The practice of cognitive diffusion teaches you to see thoughts for what they are, just words and images. When you notice a thought like, "I am incompetent," rephrase it as, "I am having the thought that I am incompetent." This linguistic shift creates a crucial space. From that space, question these and thoughts with curiosity. Identify common cognitive distortions. Are you catastrophizing, using all or nothing thinking? By exposing them to logic, they lose their power. The goal is not forced positivity, but constructive realism. By practicing this, you become the master of your inner landscape. The defense attorney exercise. Write down a recurring negative thought. Now, act as a defense attorney for yourself. Write down all the evidence that proves this thought is not 100% true. Gather the facts. The goal is to undermine the credibility of the prosecutor in your head. 8. Setting healthy boundaries. The frontiers of self-respect. Boundaries are not walls to isolate people. They are the frontiers you define to protect your well-being and to teach others how to treat you. They are the manifestation of self-respect. Without them, you become vulnerable to burnout and resentment. There are different types of boundaries: physical, emotional, time, and digital. The first step is self-inquiry. Where do you feel drained or disrespected? These feelings are signals that a boundary is needed. The hardest part is communication. We fear being seen as selfish, but a boundary can be communicated with kindness and firmness. Use I statements. I don't feel comfortable with that. No is a complete sentence. Be prepared for boundary backlash. People accustomed to your lack of boundaries may resist. Consistency is crucial. Holding firm, calmly repeating your boundary is what solidifies it. Healthy boundaries do not push the right people away. They bring them closer in a more authentic way. Script practice. Think of a boundary you need to set. Write down exactly how you would communicate it, using clear and kind language. Practice out loud. Having the script ready can provide the necessary confidence. 9. The importance of self-care, the strategy of champions. The culture that glorifies the hustle is misguided. Self-care is not a luxury, it is a discipline. It is the fundamental strategy for sustainability. You cannot serve others from an empty tank. Self-care is also about what you stop doing. Stop following accounts that make you feel inadequate. Stop saying yes to everything. Stop criticizing yourself. Self-care is holistic and covers 4 pillars: physical, sleep, nutrition, and movement. These are non-negotiable. Mental, keeping your mind sharp but also calm, by learning but also detoxing. Emotional, acknowledging and processing your emotions. Healthily, spiritual, connecting to something larger, be it nature or your purpose. Effective self-care requires self-awareness. It's listening to your body's signals before they have to scream. Rest is not the opposite of work. It is an essential part of it. Active recovery is as important as effort. By integrating consistent self-care practices, you are being strategic. Self-care audit. List the 4 pillars and rate yourself from 1 to 10 in each. Identify the lowest scoring area and think of one small action you can take this week to improve it. 10. Cultivating emotional intelligence. The wisdom of the heart. Mental strength is not just about being tough. It is about being wise and connected. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is the ability to perceive, understand, and manage your emotions and those of others. It is what allows you to navigate the complexities of human relationships effectively. EQ has 4 competencies. The first is self-awareness, accurately recognizing your emotions. Having a rich emotional vocabulary, I feel frustrated instead of I feel bad, is the first step to control. The second is self-management, controlling impulses. It is the conscious pause before reacting. The third is social awareness, empathy, understanding the emotions and needs of others. Empathy isn't saying, I know how you feel, but rather, that sounds incredibly difficult, I'm here to listen. The fourth is relationship management, using emotional awareness to communicate clearly and manage conflict. EQ is a skill that can be developed with practice. Empathetic listening exercise. In your next conversation, do not plan your response while the other person is speaking. Just listen to understand. Try to summarize what you heard. So what I'm hearing you say is, before sharing your own perspective. 11. Building a support system. No one is an island. The myth of the lone hero is false. Mental strength is nurtured in connection. A robust support system is a crucial pillar of resilience. It is not a group that just agrees with you, but a diverse ecosystem. Think of the different roles: the cheerleader who believes in you, the mentor who offers wisdom, the accountability partner who keeps you on track, and the challenger, the honest friend who pushes you to grow. It is important to have a variety of perspectives, including people who think differently from you. Building this system requires intentionality. Assess your relationships. Do they energize you or drain you? Surround yourself with people who inspire you. Remember, it is a two-way street. To have good friends, be a good friend. Vulnerability builds trust. And do not hesitate to include professional support. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Support map exercise. Draw 4 circles: cheerleader, mentor, accountability partner, and challenger. Write in the names of people who fit these roles. Where are the gaps? What step can you take this week to strengthen a connection? 12. Overcoming setbacks. The obstacle is the way. Setbacks are not interruptions on your journey. They are the journey. Stoic philosophy teaches that the obstacle is the way. It is in confronting difficulties that our character is strengthened. The mentally strong person sees an obstacle as an opportunity. When you face a setback, the first step is self-compassion. Beating yourself up drains the energy needed to recover. The second step is to separate your identity from the outcome. A failed attempt does not make you a failure. It is an event. Think like a scientist. An experiment that doesn't work is not a failure. It's data. To extract wisdom from a setback, conduct a post-mortem analysis. What did I expect to happen? What actually happened? Why was there a difference? What is the key lesson? What will I do differently next time? This approach transforms the pain of failure into a catalyst for growth. It moves you from the position of a victim to that of a student. Resilient reflection. Think of a failure from your past. Instead of focusing on the pain, ask yourself, in what way did I become stronger or wiser because of that experience? Find the gift hidden in the adversity. 13. The importance of goal setting. The map to purpose. Life without goals is like sailing without a map or compass. You are adrift. Goals give direction and purpose to your efforts. How we set them is crucial. Many focus on outcome goals, e.g., lose 10 pounds. A more powerful approach is to focus on process goals, the actions you can control. Success becomes the act of following the process. Focusing on the process generates small, consistent wins, which fuels long-term motivation far more effectively than a distant goal. Furthermore, your goals must align with your values. Before setting a goal, ask, why do I really want this? If it resonates with your values, you will have nearly bottomless motivation. Break your big goals into smaller steps. Write a book is overwhelming. Write 300. Words a day is manageable. Every small win creates momentum. Finally, treat your goals as guides, not as rigid contracts. Be willing to review and adjust. Flexibility is an advanced form of strength. Clarity exercise. Choose an area of your life. Set one outcome goal. Now identify the 2 to 3 process goals, daily, weekly actions that will lead you there. Focus your energy on executing the process. We have reached the end of this guide, but not the end of the journey. Building mental strength is one thing. Sustaining it is the work of a lifetime. It is not a destination, but a path. Think of it like tending a garden. It requires constant care. Likewise, your mind requires a continuous practice of self-awareness, discipline, and all the other tools we have explored. The storms of life will not cease. Challenges will continue. But what will change is you. You will have the foundation of an inner fortress, the wisdom to navigate your emotions, and the resilience to get up after every fall. Mental strength is not about being invulnerable. It is about feeling everything, the pain, the fear, the doubt, and yet still choosing to act in accordance with your values. It is about refusing to stay broken. It is about getting up one more time and believing in your ability to grow. The work never truly ends, but that is what makes it so powerful. You are not seeking to conquer a single peak. You are building the capacity to climb any mountain. You are shaping yourself into someone who can remain calm in chaos, patient in uncertainty, and focused in distraction. This is not just mental strength, this is freedom. If this message about freedom and inner strength resonated with you, know that this journey doesn't have to be a solitary one. To continue learning and growing with us, subscribe now and turn on notifications to join our community of Inner Fortress Architects. Leave a like if you believe that strength is built, not given, so this message can reach more people. And comment below. What was the most important pillar you learned today? Your comment could be the spark another person needs. And of course, share this guide with someone you love who is facing their own battles. So, take these lessons and put them into action. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient. Today, start with a single small choice that aligns with the person you want to become. Over time, you will see a transformation in yourself. And when you look back, you will realize that the strength you were searching for was never out there. You were building it all along from within, one decision, one challenge, one step at a time. Now that you have the foundation of your mental fortress, the next step is to apply it to a specific challenge. If procrastination is one of your battles, I've prepared a practical guide with a powerful technique to overcome it. Click the video appearing on the screen right now to continue your journey and watch it next.